My name's Marie. I'm Norway host Queen Nation. Me and my family lived there for a long time. My brother lives there, and once in a while I get to go over there. I was talking to the ladies about walking with our sisters and the vows that we're collecting. Share the teaching of the vows, and in Cree, the vows are called assessment, which means getting things together. And the representation that is had with this project is the vows are there, but they're not holding anything because it's been lost through this tragedy. So and I did bring that out, that it's really sad to have to go through the stuff that's going with our young girls and our young women. And I find that it's something that we have to work with as grandmothers, leaders, and people who are there to supposedly protect us and take care of our youth, our young girls. Because as women, we hold half of the world in our culture. And what's happening now, because these girls are getting hurt and they're not with us anymore, it is my belief that part of the culture is not going to be there pretty soon. The respect is gone. The love is gone. So in my case, I think it's very sad. And as a person who believes in our traditions, believes in our ways, our history, I pray for these young girls and pray for our young girls that are out in the streets and they're in a volatile situation. And I do a lot of prayers. And basically, right now, that's all they need. Our leadership is not really there. Do you see any Jews coming here? Nothing? No. Do you see men coming here? No. Few do. So, anyways, that's why I'm here. That's why when my elder asked me to come, well, she said I was part of it anyways. So I said, okay. And here I am. So, and I'm glad this is happening. That this is coming out about what's happening to our girls. It should happen at all. And it's something that society should be doing to us as First Nations.
Hi.
Hello, my name is Velma Orvis. My spirit name is Zawakinu Dishnikas Namado. And right from when I heard about walking with our sisters, I think we were all really interested in it, and so much before that, like Sisters in Spirit and the Coalition for Missing and Murdered Women that I was involved with, and I go to a hospital here in Winnipeg and have sharing circles a few times a month, and quite a few of them are geriatrics, and the chaplains always, come and participate. So I've been talking with them with this, and also, well, for the last year or so, I always mention it to you. So, when in December, when they have the ceremonies and memorials for the women from Quebec, December 14th. Well, this year at Riverview, the chaplains had a ceremony for the missing and murdered women from First Nations, from the Indigenous, and they had staff or patients that were able to come up and light a candle for them. So I thought that, they're getting the message, which is really important. But I really believe that with the government we have in Ottawa, they're not interested in having an inquiry or anything. Even though United Nations and different people say that it's so important, he's not interested, and it's very evident. But I think we'll just have to keep doing this, and I think the more people that get educated and are aware, because it's unbelievable, some people are not aware. I don't know if they don't want to be aware or what, but the more people that are aware of this that's happening with their young women, and I think we'll have a much stronger voice to speak for them. And what you're doing with this, walking with our sisters, I think is so important and so beautiful to take part, to take part in setting up this, and makes you feel good, Makes you feel good, and that you're doing something, and I'm thankful that I'm able to, to do this. It's really important to me. So
Language.
My name is Volia. It's the name that was given to me by my father. It means eyes as a midsummer sky. I was born and raised in Montreal. I'm what they call an Anglophone Quebecois. But my father was adopted, and we've recently found our traditional territory of Kuskak First Nation near Plymouth. My father was murdered when I was 11 in 1968. It'll be 46 years in August. So and unfortunately, I interviewed my uncle to learn more about my family, and this is on my father's side, my paternal family, and found out that 3 of my grandmother's siblings were also murdered. And so it's been in our family that racism has been the stem of, and they were for my father as well. He was a protector of our community, he was an activist. Those of us in the East, I also have relatives that are Mohawk, so we are a little louder in beating our drum and making our voices being heard. I've been a humble guest in this territory since 1999, and I've learned so much and have been gifted with meeting the grandmothers and the elders in this territory, and have been invited to sit among the grandmothers, learn from the community. I work with children that are at risk. Many of them are in the sex trade, many of them are suicidal, many of them are at risk of exactly what, walking with our sisters, of being missing and murdered. So for me, it touches me in many ways, not only personally but professionally, but even as an Aboriginal woman, mother and grandmother. In being a part of opening those boxes and holding those bags, the one thing that I thought of was how much love was in every vamp that was brought into this circle that has been created by this at Christy Belcourt, and her kindness and love and insight is transcended to those 1,700 vamps that are here among us today. And we started to read some of the stories, and we had to allow that to stand on its own and to sort of keep our emotion and honor that those stories are the stories of their beautiful children, because all of them are children. They're all someone's children, and I think that's what I'm hoping that as this exhibition travels to its, I believe it's 32 locations, Winnipeg being 4 till 2019, that awareness, that they can look beyond them being Aboriginal women and children, but understand that they're all our children, that this affects us as a community and as a nation. It talks about what is Canada's position on protecting its citizens and honoring that all of us are to be protected and cared for. When you have 800 plus missing and murdered, it's unthinkable. It's an abomination that Canada should be bowing their head in shame and doing war. And I agree. We do have some men here who will be, the Two-Spirited community is a part of this, to open those doors and create that doorway in all 4 directions, that we need everyone to be a part of this and to bring that awareness. I know the schools will be coming, our children need to know, so they know to be safe as well, because this tells me we aren't safe. If there's that many going missing and murdered, our children aren't safe. And as a grandmother, I talk to my daughter, and she thinks I'm a little neurotic sometimes. I'm too careful, but I'm always mindful to teach them how to be safe. What is safety? You know, do you understand how to be safe? And it needs to happen in the schools too. They need to be a part of that. So I think that I'm hopeful. It's the only way I can be here and come in a good way, is that I'm hopeful that this exhibition as it travels brings that awareness, and that we can start doing more lobbying and advocating, and that we will see, with all the testimonies and all the volunteers, and as this builds, and it is building in a good way, I have hope. Hope for the families, and hope for all those that are missing and murdered, that there's hope for healing.
Yeah, well,